decapitation, headshot. God damn. Bullshit, bullshit. Okay, dude. Fuck you. Fuck you. You blew it!
Oh, God. That's the second time. I did that on pre-stream, too. I keep clicking that goddamn link. Keep clicking the wrong video. Okay. Welcome, everyone, to the weekend preview. Today is Sunday, March 23rd, 2014. And I welcome you very much to the show. I can't just played on the PC on next to me. It's too funny. Welcome to the show. And this is going to be an interesting one because we are at a point where several projects will be ending this week. Okay? Several games, ongoing things that have been going on for a little bit. And it's going to be a week of reviews. It's going to be a week of a giveaway contest that I'm starting. A huge one that we're going to, officially announce the beginning of in this video. It's going to be a week where I need to do new content. And I'm molding about in my head what to do. And there's two particular games in particular that I want to play at the same time. And therefore, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to toss it to you, the viewer, to let me know what it is you think that you would like to see more. Okay? So, this week, let's talk turkey. First of all, as you guys know, if you've been following along my content, this week, we are going to be doing the continuation of inFAMOUS Second Son, a game that I have now, as of earlier today, completed the Evil Side playthrough. Now, the Evil Side playthrough was not a completionist playthrough. I didn't go through and get every blast shard. I didn't do every side mission. I did some, but I didn't do a lot of them. And in fact, I didn't even finish. There's these Cole's mission storyline that I did not finish either. So there was some content completed, some not. All right? And what I'm going to do this week, which I already announced last week, but I don't know why people didn't listen, is that I'm going to be doing the game again from the good karma side to see the differences between. Now, I've heard that there's maybe 3 missions that are completely different and that a lot of the moral choices and dialogue choices change during the course of the game. So I'm very curious to see what happens in inFAMOUS Second Son playing it on the other side. And of course, I'll get trophies and I'll get other unlockables and stuff as well for doing it that way. All right, so that's going to be something going on this week. As you guys also know, we're going to have the conclusion of Dark Souls 2 finally. After 2 weeks of playing this game, we're going to see the end. And I'm at a point in Dark Souls 2 where really there's 2 incredibly hard optional bosses that I can fight. And then if I don't beat them or if I do beat them, then it's just the final ending of the game, the final couple bosses, and we're done. We're done with the game. So I'm excited, obviously, to do that stuff. At the same time, I'm a little disappointed that it's kind of the end of Dark Souls 2. I liked it so much, playing it for 2 freaking weeks. It's going to be about 200 parts by the time it's done. I'm going to actually miss it. I actually enjoyed Dark Souls 2 that much. Okay? And again, I apologize for the snorting and whatever. This nasal drip, my throat issues have been horrible these past few days. I'm really hoping that within the next week that the weather stabilizes. But again, it's not going to. It's supposed to be cold tomorrow, then warm up later in the week. So, of course, it's going to go on and off like a faucet. And I know, it's annoying. Well, a lot of people, I want you to understand something. If you're watching my inFAMOUS Second Son playthrough right now, and you're like, gee, Phil doesn't sound as upbeat as usual. Phil's not really doing anything high-pitched with his voice. It's because my throat and this post-nasal drip that I have has nothing to do with the game. I actually really did enjoy inFAMOUS Second Son. The problem is I couldn't fully express my feelings because my throat's been all messed up. Okay, so what can you expect this week? Let's clarify for everyone. Well, tonight, after the weekend preview, nothing. Because as I said, my throat's been so messed up, I need to rest it. And tonight, I'm giving my throat some rest. Hopefully, I'll feel a little bit better this week. Tomorrow, starting in the morning, is going to be the conclusion of inFAMOUS Second Son's Evil playthrough. And it's going to start early in the morning. I'm warning everyone on YouTube, not on stream, on YouTube. I already beat it on stream today. So probably around 9 a.m. even, because I think there's 16 videos left. So you figure if I start it at 9 a.m. and I do 4 videos an hour, 9, 10, 11, 12, the playthrough can be done by the time that I start my stream. around 1:30 p.m., which will then be the beginning of the good side playthrough. All right? So that's it. The end of the evil playthrough on YouTube, the beginning of the good playthrough on first stream. Then on second stream, it's going to be the boss challenge of Dark Souls 2, where I'm going to attempt to beat the 2 optional and hardest bosses in the game. Now, you might say, well, Phil, is the YouTube videos caught up? The answer is no, but I will upload the remaining YouTube videos. I think there's 9 or 10 of them left tomorrow during my first inFAMOUS stream. So if you're really into Dark Souls 2 and you want to absolutely be caught up, excuse me, for the playthrough before I go on stream tomorrow night, those videos will go live in the afternoon, and you can watch those then to catch up, okay? And then tomorrow night, again, the boss challenge. I'm going to try to kill these 2 optional bosses. Depending on how well I do, and depending on how it goes, I may beat the game tomorrow night as well. In fact, I'm going to go out there and say there probably is a pretty strong chance that I will beat Dark Souls 2 tomorrow night, because there's not a heck of a lot left in the game at all. It's almost the very end of it, okay? So, that being said, you might say, well, what's going to happen on Tuesday then? Tuesday, you're probably going to continue on with inFAMOUS Second Son's good campaign on first stream. What's going to be the second stream? Well, perfect timing, because on Tuesday is going to be the second and final part of the Burial by Sea DLC for BioShock Infinite that we started months ago. I think, didn't it come out? Seriously, wasn't it November? I think it was. Either November or December, right? And, I think it'll be great. The first half was great. I really enjoyed it. And I hope that you'll check that out as well Tuesday night on stream, okay? So now you're saying, well, wait a minute. So that's Tuesday night. Now, Wednesday, if you do a major stream of the good, the good side of inFAMOUS, you're probably going to beat that on first stream Wednesday, right? And you have nothing for Wednesday night. What's that going to be? What about Thursday, Friday, etc., 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 okay? So, imminently, here's what's happening. I'm running out of new content. The new releases are running out. They're running dry. I've got a few things in mind that I would like to do, and I want to toss them your way. And I would definitely like, if you're watching this on Twitch, if you could let me know on Twitter what you think. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you could leave it in the comments. Here's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm thinking, ultimately, I'm going to have to start a new game. And the question is, what game will it be? Because here's what my plan is. My plan is to kind of balance whatever this new game is for the next several days into next week with the possibility of Tales of Symphonia. Now, I know Tales of Symphonia has a very, very, I'll be honest, small audience. Not many people have jumped into the playthrough. Even the streams, aren't having great attendance. And I'm okay with that. I said that from the beginning. I didn't expect it to. It's a JRPG. It's very stereotypical. But people wanted me to play it because the HD collection came out, all right? So I'm playing Tales of Symphonia, and the question is, should I continue that and balance that with a new game? Because here's the other scenario. I could do Final Fantasy X HD, which I just got last week. A lot of people have expressed an opinion to see me play it. They're saying that Final Fantasy X is their favorite Final Fantasy game. They'd love to see me play the HD remake of it. But I'll tell you right now, what I absolutely cannot do, under any circumstance, I said this before, I'll say it again, is play 2 JRPGs at the same time. That would literally be career suicide. Because JRPGs are a very polarizing thing. Not a lot of people like to watch playthroughs, especially if it's not a brand new game, which these are not. They're HD re-releases. So I can only play one or the other. And so I guess what has to happen here is a choice has to be made. Would you rather see me continue the Tales of Symphonia HD playthrough, or would you rather see me put that on hiatus and do the Final Fantasy X HD playthrough to balance out with other content? That's one of the questions I'm posing to you, the viewer, and I would love to hear your input on that. Please let me know, okay? Now, the second half of all of this is that I want to start a new game this week, and there's 2 games that I want to play equally. And I really need your feedback again to know what game to play this week. One game is a game that I've played before but never did a full playthrough of. It was the game that I really feel put me on the map when it came to YouTube playthroughs. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm of course speaking of the game that had a video with over 3 million hits, Spider-Man Web of Shadows. I played this game back in 2008. It was one of the very first games I ever recorded for YouTube. Back before I had an HD camera. It was a horrible quality. People loved it. And I would love very much so, to do a full playthrough of that game, of the evil side. If you remember when I played Spider-Man Web of Shadows, I did a good playthrough, goody two-shoes. I made all the right decisions, and really, honestly, it's not very fulfilling when you get to the end of the game, and you're like, oh, man, like, I don't know, you know, I wish I wanted to see what the other side was. I didn't see any of those alternate choices because I didn't play the game like that. I didn't even get many or any of the symbiote powers, or symbiote, however you call it, powers that would have come if I'd played the game on the evil side. So I'm very much interested in doing, very shortly, a new playthrough of Spider-Man Web of Shadows from start to finish. But on the flip side of that, it's a game I've played before. And I know that that might have a very niche audience of people, versus if I played a game that I've never played before. So the other game that's up for consideration on the table right now is a game that I actually did own at one point on its original release console. I only played it, excuse me, for a few hours because at that time I wasn't as heavily into games as I am now, and I didn't get it. I was like, this doesn't feel like what the rest of the series has felt like. Now, since then, the game has expanded, the games have sequels, and it's really changed the way that it ever was. But at that point, I just didn't get the game. The game I'm talking about is a game where there's been an HD re-release, and that's the version I would be playing. Ladies and gentlemen, Resident Evil 4 HD. I know. Listen. It's a game that has a polarizing audience because a lot of people who loved Resident Evil up to that point thought that when Resident Evil 5 came out that the series went off the rails, and Resident Evil 6 basically apparently killed the series, which I disagree with. I really liked Resident Evil 6, but all these hardcore fanboys made a stink about how it didn't play like classic Resident Evil, and apparently Capcom lost a ton of money on the game. So, the two options of new games to start this week are Spider-Man Web of Shadows and Resident Evil 4. Again, please leave me your feedback either on Twitter or on the comments of this video once it's uploaded to YouTube. That's how I'm going to help me determine what to play this week. So let me lay out the scenario for you, okay? Monday, Infamous Second Son, good playthrough. Probably the conclusion of Dark Souls. Tuesday, Infamous Second Son, good playthrough. BioShock Infinite's Burial by Sea DLC. Wednesday, probably the conclusion of the Infamous Second Son good playthrough, and if there's anything in the game that I want to see, like maybe I want to, liberate every area and I didn't do it during the playthrough or something like that, I'll take the extra time if I have it on stream to do it that day. And then the second stream on Wednesday is going to be the winner between what people said, do you want to see me play Tales of Symphonia or Final Fantasy X HD? That's what I'll be playing on second stream come Wednesday. Thursday, I'm starting a new game. And it's going to be either Spider-Man Web of Shadows or Resident Evil 4. I need your feedback directly to know what it's going to be. That's going to be first stream on Thursday. Second stream on Thursday will be Hate Live. That's right. My podcast will happen this week. And it's going to be an interesting one. Because what I basically want to do, it's gonna be a preview of the rest of the year. Because I got a chance to go through my gaming calendar, I kind of want to preview the games that I'm looking forward to this year and talk a little bit about my plans for this year, especially my upcoming house hunting trip, for which I think this Thursday, for the first time, I will reveal details of where I'm going. I know I've kept it very hush-hush because it's going to be a fun experience, and I definitely want to let everyone know about it coming up, okay? So Hate Live will happen second stream on Thursday. Now, Friday and Saturday, one of those days, John Rambo will be here. I have not confirmed if it's going to be Friday or Saturday yet this week, and I know that John has not contacted me at all yet this week, no, to let me know what it's going to be, when he's going to be here. The good news is, when John is here, we are going to have our big pre-WrestleMania Smart Guys show, where we're going to recap all the stuff building up for WrestleMania, and we're actually going to be doing our pre-WrestleMania pay-per-view simulation matches, which the last time we did these for Royal Rumble were huge. They went viral because we did these awesome fantasy matches with fictional characters and stuff, and people effing loved it. One of the videos got over 100,000 views, which I never in my wildest dreams expected that a random-ass match that we simulate in WWE 2K14 would get that many views. So we're going to be doing that, and you definitely want to see it. Like I said, the videos that we did last time went viral and people loved it. Tens of thousands, in one case, hundreds of thousands of views. You're not going to want to miss that. That's going to be either Friday or Saturday, depending on what happens with John and his schedule. Whatever day we don't do that is going to be the continuation of whatever I started on Thursday, so either Resident Evil 4 or Web of Shadows, and then the second stream will be the continuation of whatever I started Wednesday, whether it's Final Fantasy X or Final Fantasy X HD or Tales of Symphonia HD, all right? Sunday will be a more limited day because obviously I'm going to dinner with my parents. I don't know if there will be a second stream on Sunday besides the weekend preview like there is this week. It'll probably depend on how my voice is doing. But there will be a first stream that Sunday, and it probably will be, again, either Resident Evil or Web of Shadows, and the same thing on Monday. The bottom line is, if I'm playing this new game Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday, I'll probably beat whatever it is, because my first stream is, keep in mind, my longer stream. So whether it's Web of Shadows or Resident Evil 4, I'll probably beat it by then, and that's great, because next week on Tuesday, it's a certain day. It's a very special event I have planned for that day. I'm not going to spoil it now. However, I am going to just let you know, yes, there will be a special event going on a week from this Tuesday, okay? So that's the rough plan for the week. And I know right now a lot is up in the air. It's hit or miss, and you're like, I don't know, what's Phil playing? I don't know. It's going to be dependent on the feedback you guys give me, okay? And, I do cherish your feedback and understand that if I end up going and picking the game that's not the game that you chose, it's not that I'm going against you, it's because I'm going with most people suggested, all right? Now, two big things. First of all, this week, tomorrow, I'm releasing a special video. This video is going to announce the beginning of my PlayStation 4 giveaway. It's finally starting after months of talking about it. It's finally going to happen. The website's working to the point. I've talked to the mods. The mods are aware that it's coming up. And so the entry for the PlayStation 4 giveaway begins tomorrow. I will create a thread for it. I will make a special video explaining how to enter this contest, and you will be able to enter this contest and get your chance in there to possibly win a PlayStation 4 from me in the coming month. What I'll do is I'll have a set date when it'll close, and I'll outline all this tomorrow for you guys, okay? So that's one thing. Number two, this week, since I am beating the other playthrough of Infamous Second Son and Dark Souls 2, I'm going to review both those games. Now, I don't know when I'm going to do it. What I might end up doing is taking my first stream and ending it a little bit earlier every day, so I have a little bit extra time to make those videos. In practice, probably ended up what I will do, okay? And now, last but not least, coming up shortly, after my time off in April, which is coming, my house hunting venture, and I'm going to talk about this on Hate Live on Thursday, so don't worry. For the next several months, I just kind of filled out my game release calendar. There's a lot of dead time, a ton of dead time coming up. And it looks like there's just not a lot of new releases coming out. When they are, they're few and far between. So what it's looking to me like is that every month coming up, there's like 2 weeks where there's stuff that's good and new that'll fill up time, but a lot of the times there's going to be completely empty weeks. And what I did today is I took catalog of the games that I have that I've never played, but they're around and I could play them at any time, and some of these are fan favorites. So for example, Devil May Cry 3 HD, Jak 2 HD, Ico HD, God of War 2 HD, the whole Hitman HD collection that I bought a year ago that I never touched. I could start one of those games. Whatever game I'm not playing of either Resident Evil 4 or Web of Shadows, okay? No More Heroes 2, a game that I actually bought years ago after I played No More Heroes 1, the new HD re-release that came out for the PS Move that sucked ass because whenever you went like this to try to charge your katana, which makes you look like you're masturbating, it doesn't work on the PS Move because the PS Move was a piece of shit. So I've had that game on the Wii for years that I never got a chance to play. And that's not all. There's more. There's more games than that, but that's just the ones off the top of my head that I have kind of lying around. And I'm going to start doing playthroughs of these games. But again, it's hard to tell what is it that you guys are going to want to see and what's going to retain viewership. Not that I play it and you watch the first part, oh, it's an old game, I don't want to see this, and then you don't watch the rest of the playthrough. Because a lot of the games I just mentioned are long games. And for me to do, okay, I'm going to do a playthrough and commit to a playthrough and start playing it as a downtime game and I'm getting no views on it, again, it's not all about the views, but it's, as I've said, if I'm going to have a game already like Tales of Symphonia or Final Fantasy X where I know there's a very small audience for that, I have to be playing something else that's at least doing decent. It's just, let's face it, this is a business, you know? This is the way I make my money, and I can't have a crazy slow month because there's almost no new releases where there's nothing. I already had really slow months January and February this year. Being that I'm moving this year, I really got to do as much as I can to keep you guys occupied and retain your viewership. So I need feedback very shortly for when I come back for my house hunting trip, what you guys would like to see me play first. And keep in mind, another option that I don't even mention, if there are indie titles out there that are coming out that are big ones that you want to see, or it's just maybe something that you think would be really funny, you can feel free to suggest those too, simply because I don't play a lot of indie games. But take a look at last year when I did. The ones that I played last year, like Gone Home, Outlast, some of the smaller ones, they were actually quite good. And it does, I don't want to write those games off. It's just that there's so many of them, it's hard to tell what's good and what's not, How do I tell what's the difference between some crapware game that no one really cares about versus one that turns into this internet cult phenomenon? I don't know. So, I don't know. And, very shortly I'm going to need filler content, so feel free to send me your suggestions. So, let's do a recap. All right, a recap of what to expect this week. Tomorrow, on YouTube, the conclusion of the evil playthrough of God of War, of Infamous Second Son, and the beginning of the good playthrough on stream. Tomorrow night, you'll be able to catch up on the Dark Souls 2 videos as they go live during the afternoon, and then I caught up for the stream, which will be second stream tomorrow, which might be the end of Dark Souls 2. Tuesday, Infamous Second Son good playthrough, and then the Burial by Sea DLC of Bioshock Infinite. Wednesday, probably the conclusion of the Infamous good playthrough, and one of the two JRPGs that you need to pick. Thursday, a new game on first stream that you can pick out of the two that I gave you options of, and Hate Live. Friday, just say Friday, Rambo's going to be here. We don't know. He's going to be here Friday or Saturday, but let's say Friday, Smart Guys, and WrestleMania Sims, and I hope you'll be here for that because that's going to be crazy, zany, and fun. Saturday, if that's not the day Rambo's coming, continuation of the new game, continuation of the JRPG. Sunday will be a shorter day because of the weekend preview. Monday will be similar to Saturday. And then Tuesday, a very special event for you guys, all right? That is the schedule all the way up to my time off when I'll be house hunting. And I hope that you'll join me for it. I know it's a little complicated. Hopefully, whatever games get picked, people are interested in and decide that to watch. I'm excited because I like playing new games, and I hope that you'll join me for them, okay? So that's pretty much it for the weekend preview. I know it's an uncertain one, but it's also a jam-packed one. So I hope that you'll join me for the conclusions of these playthroughs, and you'll join me for whatever else gets picked by you, the viewers, this week. All right? And, of course, those WrestleMania Sims. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night. I will see you for new gameplay this week. Now it's time for me to take some time to rest this throat so I sound better for these oncoming gameplay playthroughs. Peace out, everyone. I'll see you guys later.